Hello, hello, hello. How are you all? Well, I know you're right beside me, so you're doing very well. Yeah, Pam's right here. That's lovely. We're working on, well, whatever we can today. There's a lot happening, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a lot happening.
There's always a lot happening. It's kind of, I don't
All
even
over the
know.
place.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. It's keeping me somewhat sane. I don't know if she's actually helping, but just having a human body is helpful.
Robin's not in the house. That's the problem.
Oh my God. Let me tell you, I'm learning so much about myself, Robin, darling. I know for a fact that yes, I am definitely a gay man, which means I'm a version 2.0 of most men that have external plumbing. We know this, okay? We know this. However, that still does not make me nearly as effective as being female. I'm just saying, I need a woman in my life.
Is that effective or efficient?
You take whatever E word you want, darling. It's all egg salad right now. I have no idea. Egg salad, whatever. And then I've got a straight man outside. Straight men are great. Everyone needs to get one. I really think everyone needs to get a straight guy because when you have a straight guy, they fix stuff. It's so cool, right? We have a, it's true, isn't it? We have a.
Not if they're Jewish.
No, then you outsource.
They outsource. They pay for it all.
It's like, what do you need, honey? What was one of my favorite jokes that my former Jewish student told me? Well, she's a former student. She's still Jewish, but she said, "What does a Jewish mother make for dinner?"
Reservations.
Reservations. That's right. It's wonderful. So why can't I hear anybody? Is it? Did I scare everybody?
Can you hear me?
Where you at?
I'm here. Hi.
Is everybody muted? Why is
Hi.
everybody muted?
Yeah, we were
I didn't
muted.
do that. Participants.
Robin
Unmute all.
Robin's
Hello.
I think we're not muted now. You hear us?
Here we are.
The volume wasn't up.
Yeah,
I was masking my obnoxious laugh.
Ah! Autumn, your laugh is always welcome. It just
Okay.
brightens up the day. Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Oh, my skin really does look good in this lighting. Anyway, Robin, I love you. Shut the hell up.
Glasses.
Oh, she always has great accessories. We should go in her closet and look at her heels. Anyway, no, we're not going to go in your room, darling. That's just.
It's okay, just don't go in the bottom drawer.
Oh no, honey, I've already been there, and good for you. Yeah, I didn't know you had such a large garden hose attachment in your.
I knew something was going to come up. I just knew.
Oh, it's not even funny. The kids will come into my room. They're like, "What is this?" I'm like, "That is nothing. Put it down. Get out of here. You weren't supposed to come in without knocking." Let's go.
Get out.
Go.
Get out.
It's you don't need to know this. This is not your business. Anyway.
Oh shit.
Yeah, for real. So today we have our extra special guest with us, the life of the party, Mr. Jose Garcia. How you doing, handsome?
Doing great. How you doing?
We're so glad to see you. We're better now that you're here. Now, take off your shirt.
No.
No? Just me? Okay. It wouldn't be the same if I wasn't trying to sexually harass you.
Got it.
Yeah. That's the power of Zoom. Everyone can watch it, and it's being streamed on Facebook, which is wonderful. So we have had a couple of things transpire over the course of the past couple of weeks. So while Jay Garcia, Jose is getting him, that's going to throw me. While he's getting himself together and to take us on a little tour of whatever he's going to show us, let's go ahead and recant the past 6 weeks that have been our lives. For those of you who have no idea what the hell has gone on. So
It's actually 4. It was 4 yesterday. It was 1 month yesterday.
Dear God.
It may have felt like 6.
Yeah.
That's
Felt like 6 months, not 6 weeks.
Right.
Right.
Which it just goes to show you how much you can get done with a team of kick-ass individuals. Love all of you. Thank you. Well, except Nelson. So it's amazing what we can do at this point. Can he even hear us? I mean, he's listening.
He's just showing his armpit. There you go.
Apparently.
Giving
It's
you a
a hell
great
of a
view.
view. I'm like,
Plane.
okay, there we are. There he is.
Oh, he knew the view.
He's very butch. He has his mustache on today and that's about it. And his like rock sunglasses as he's we're talking about you. Yeah, that's it.
It's so sweet.
Yeah. That's a very fun group here. Okay, so I don't even know who's watching on Facebook to see how I can interact with them. So I am going to be trying to do where is it? Where's my Facebook group? Okay, good. We are going to be doing a couple of polls as this goes. So let's see where I am here. Making sure
wow.
So it's been 4 weeks since we have actually all started this next endeavor, this experiment that we are doing. And Pam, why don't you tell us what we have done in the past 4 weeks and what that means?
Oh my God, you're on the spot. What do you mean? You mean we
Well,
started?
you were here, yeah.
We started the mobile home section
Mm-hmm.
that we didn't know we were going to get done, right?
Yeah, we started a cash flow
Cash
segment
flow.
of our process of our, I guess, community. And we had Jose, who's been talking about coming down forever, and we had COVID, so he and I kept having to push it back, and then he finally got down here when he could finally have carbs again. So on his way down, this is all accurate. So on his way down, after placing third in the bodybuilding competition, which we all know is second place loser, he comes down to, those are his words, okay? I'm just letting you know. I'm still like, if you look like that at third place, who was first? Hold on, hold on, I gotta get the Botox out. So, hey, I'm just saying.
You need help?
Yeah, but
You need manual help here.
there you go, yeah, it works. Crank that crap up. So Jose comes down, and I invite, we were gonna do this challenge. Jose and I were gonna get together with Elise, Kim Christie, and Trevor Evans. And we were gonna go drive around mobile home parks and try to see who could get a deal under contract and close fastest. Well, that didn't happen. So what we did instead was, when Jose got down here, I invited all my friends that I possibly could to come on over, and we were going to create a system with the intention of scaling businesses down the road. I had an idea, and as usual, Robin perfected it. So, Robin, tell us, like, from your perspective, you've been eating, drinking, breathing, bathing in all of this. 4 weeks, I can't believe it's been so long. Tell us your process and what this has been like on your side.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, I didn't really know the process at all. So I've been in real estate for a long time, but I never understood the process of acquiring a mobile home, closing on a mobile home, and how it's so very different than a single family. And even though I've taken mobile home courses in the past, the way Jose broke it down for us, it just was like elementary, and we were able to not only understand it, but actually go make deals happen. So that was really cool. What I love about our community is that everybody that was there just grabbed the bull by the horns. We all drank the Kool-Aid. We were all excited, and we just went guns blazing. I mean, Pam and Bo helped, Derek helped, and then Nelson just came in recently. He just built us a freaking podio that is like, I could just cry when I look at it, because I just know it's going to make our lives so much easier. And it feels like, and we were talking about this, it feels like, it feels like it is longer than it actually has been. And so because it feels like it is, we feel like we should be so much farther along. But then if you look at where we are, and holy crap, what did we do in the last 4 weeks? It's incredible.
I want to parrot that 110%. It's like, we will always, I think as entrepreneurs or people who just want to get out of the rat race, right? And we have a bigger purpose. We always feel like we're behind the 8 ball. Gary Vee said one thing which has really stuck with me, because Robin and I talk about this all the time, and I was talking with Eva, which most of you guys know. I tell them, like, I feel like I should have been doing more. I should be doing more. I should be further along. I should have more accomplished. And she actually looked at me, she said, Jacob, if you went any faster, you'd be flying, and you don't have wings. I was like, oh, well, thank you, Eva. That makes me feel better. But Gary Vaynerchuk actually says, Vaynerchuk, right? Yeah. Gary Vaynerchuk says, most people feel like they're scared. Most people feel like they're behind the 8 ball. What they don't really realize is they're not even playing the game. So what I'm going to say is if we all feel like we're behind the 8 ball, at least we know we're playing the game. And we are playing to win. And we will win because we're a community. So for those of you on Facebook who are joining us as well, we're so glad you're here and part of this community. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and invite you guys. I'm going to copy the invitation link and put it on Facebook so you guys can join us if you'd like. Here you go. Okay, so we have been working our assets off, getting so much done in various parts. We all have our own lane that we are in, and they all work together down the same highway, which has been awesome. We have gone.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say that because we have such a big team and we kind of like broke it off like, okay, you're in charge of this, you're in charge of that, I'm in charge of this. And then we get it all together and then we're able to present it to Jose. It makes his life so much easier because what he does get, it's actually, he knows that it kind of went through all the channels. Whereas, you know, like I get 100 leads sent to me a day. If he were to get that, he would go crazy. He wouldn't be able to handle that. But he's getting like 2 or 3 or 4 because they're running through the system. So it's one thing to have a team, but then to have a system behind the team is what's key.
To have a system built by the team to assist the team, and it's always evolving. It's not perfect. We start.
No, I mean we're going to change it. We're going to change it tomorrow already because we've already grown so fast. It's like, oh my gosh, we have to change this and we have to put a system in place. And tomorrow we're even advancing that. So it's really cool.
I've loved it. I will like. It's funny because if you like miss a day or you sneeze, there's something has exploded. You don't know what's going on. You can't.
Yeah.
It's been really cool. So this part that we were trying to create, yes, today we're going to be talking about how to analyze a mobile home park, how to analyze a mobile home repairs. Hopefully, I think he's coming back on for that. So we're going to be looking at that to give you guys a little bit of an idea about the difference between single family and mobile homes. But this is, again, one of the cash flowing strategies. And why we're looking at mobile homes as investors is because it has such a low barrier to entry and such a high rate of return. So we're going to be talking about that as we go, but this is why we have this within our community of, I guess we say, investing opportunities. That makes sense. That sounds fancy, doesn't it? Does that sound professional?
Yes.
Okay. That sounded professional-ish.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about that as we go. But this is
what is happening?
Whose gay-ass voice is that? Shut up. Oh my goodness. I'm funny. Hives. I hate my voice. Do I sound like gay in person? Don't answer that question. Anyway, Jose. So where are you right now?
All right, so currently located in Athens, Georgia. Go Dogs. I don't watch football, but that's what it's known for. Georgia football.
So you were going to do a little tour of all the European cities in Georgia and South Carolina the past couple of days. That was your intention, right?
Something like that.
In Athens.
Right. So let me see here. So I'm actually inside the community park now. I'm actually out here walking, and I'm gonna show you a few of the homes before we get to the one. I'm gonna go inside and out and basically show you some of the things that I look for when I'm looking to invest in one of them. And this goes regardless of what the exit strategy is. So just remember, even if you're not gonna keep it doing RTO, rent it, whatever, if you're still gonna wholesale it, you have to have certain information. If somebody wants to wholesale a home to me, there's certain things I'm gonna ask. So you have to know your numbers. You have to know what kind of labor is going to take, what kind of material, at least have some basics of it. Okay. Very nice park. Again, Georgia Bulldogs. That's what the city is known for, Athens, Georgia. It's about 15 minutes from the university. So a lot of students do live in this park.
Look at those trees. Those trees are gorgeous.
They are everywhere. And if you see me constantly move my phone, that is because I am shooing away mosquitoes. They love me, so I'm trying to walk kind of fast.
Because you're so sweet.
Very quiet community. Here in Georgia, unlike Florida, you find a lot more all-age mobile home parks. Nothing wrong with elderly, 55 plus, whatever parks, but understand that there is a limitation there. So
this would be a class, this would be a class B park? Is that what you put it?
B plus, A minus.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? When I get done,
because
Well, when I get done, I'm actually going to walk to the front and I want to show you some of the amenities. But so an A plus would be a park that is basically gated, has security guards, has all the amenities you can think of, HOAs, everything. Is basically a very high-end subdivision for mobile homes, if you will. Okay, and then it just goes down from there. C minus, that's where you can buy every drug you can think of. So stay away out of those.
Wait, where are they?
You'll find them. Okay, so here it is. This is a single wide, 2-bedroom, 1 bath. I am going to be investing in it. I don't know my exit strategy just yet. Still thinking on it. But as you walk into the mobile home, the first thing you should be trying to look into is the roof. And I don't think I can zoom on it. But not all mobile homes you're going to be able to see the roof. That's fine if you need to climb up there or get a handyman contractor to do it. You know, that is something that you need to be able to check out. Now, granted, once you get inside, you know, the first thing once you get inside is you start looking at the ceiling. So if there are leaks and you can't see it, then, you know, obviously the roof's got damages. Here, this one's got major damages right around the center. And you're going to be able to see that from the inside when I get into. This is a mid-80s model. 2.1s is desirable, but the best mobile homes that you can invest in, regardless of exit strategy, are 3.2 single wides. Keep that in mind. Double wides are better in a sense, but double wide means double the cost, double the expenses, double the labor, everything. It's 2 homes put together. That's what a double wide is.
So that's actually something that's very similar here to vacation homes and single family homes. 3.2s are very, very desirable. I would say even 4.2s now down here. But if you're doing a vacation home, especially for like senior citizens, they don't mind 2.1s. So that's actually interesting. And by the way, I'm a mid-80s model. Isn't that sweet? Okay, maybe it's just me. Okay, so we're looking at what's all that overgrowth on the outside?
This is just plants, which a little shocker, being that the park is as nice as it is, that they actually allow this. You know, the park, even though it's vacant, it is, you know, they're selling it. This is something they can clean up. But I guess just the way it's structured, you can't really see. I don't know if you can see the tree here. It kind of hides a pretty good bit of the side of the mobile home. So, but once we get in here, especially if we keep it, this will be the first thing that we would come in and cut off. Like all these limbs you see hanging on top of the home, that's what ruins the mobile home's roofs the fastest, is having all these tree limbs hanging on it. It collects water, it sits there and molds, and it starts rusting it. It is a metal roof. So now, real quick on that metal roof. Metal roofs are the easiest to fix along with the cheapest. I mean, they sell a bucket of what is basically tar, and all you need is that bucket. Get on top of the roof, get you a mop and this bucket of stuff, and just basically mop it. That stuff costs about $100, and it takes you about 30 minutes. Once you seal that roof, you're looking about 15 years worth of good roof. So
something else that I like to use is interrelating different asset classes. That's the same type of roof procedure that's very common in storage units and in warehouses. So they do the metal roofing and they have the tar, and you patch it and patch it and patch it. So that's something else you can utilize. Also, I want to do a quick poll with everybody, and you can shout it out. Why, when Jose was showing the plants, the foliage and the trees, what do you guys see are the dangers and why we'd have to remove it? Because ivy is so romantic, it looks so great. Why are those things a problem? Everyone?
I'm going to shower. Do you guys see these? No.
So that way you won't drop you guys off at the same time and then pick you up at the same time.
So,
Dear God. Anyone else? Besides Robin.
Does
Robin's
it
not
eat
allowed to
away
answer.
at the siding?
Yes, that's a big part of it. Yes, it eats away at the
Just
siding.
the way on a house. You don't want trees overhanging your house.
She's right there.
Okay.
So she's answering. Yes. So it eats away at the siding. It can actually crack and go between the siding and pull it apart, right?
Yeah.
What else?
Holds moisture.
Holds moisture, which can cause rot, correct?
Insects.
Insects, fantastic. Pam is going great here, guys.
Come on,
Anybody else
guys.
want to actually stretch their mind and participate? Come on.
Good job, Pammy.
I try, Rob.
Okay, good. Well, he mentioned the tree branches. Now let's make this simple, and I'm going to spoon feed this so someone can sing as spoons or Stephanie. Why are branches and mobile homes a problem?
Because if the branch falls, it can hurt the house or the home.
Oh my God. This was not a trick question, people. I'm trying to show you this shit's easy if you actually put some common sense behind it. Except for Robin. She's not allowed. She already knows it all. So she's been doing it too long. I don't let her talk. I'm like, nope. She's going to smack me when she gets home. She is.
You're waiting for it.
It's fine. I love you. Okay, so yes, so those are some of the things. Jose, are there any other factors that having that type of foliage and hazards around, what other things could happen and why they need to be cleared off?
That would be, I think, the two biggest ones is, like she said, one falling on the home. We've seen that in the past, and just depends on the size of the branch. You know, it can damage pretty good to a point where, you know, almost push you a question whether you want to fix it or not. So it's just one of those things. But that and collecting water, that's going to rust your roof, and it's going to allow for leakage. So two damages that you don't want, and as simple as just cut that branch off.
Very good. Now, this is something I want to, this is for Jose, but I actually kind of want to get Nelson and Bo's feedback on this too. Is it more important to take care of to take care of things from the outside in or the inside out?
Both.
Nelson's shaking his head. Yeah, he's scared to touch the phone and actually unmute himself. That's right. Give us a kiss.
Inside out.
That's all right. Well,
inside out.
Inside out. Okay. Carlos says inside out. All right. And Jose, what do you say?
Start from the outside and then fix the inside.
So I would think both, but it depends on what you're talking about. Jose is talking about repairs because, as he just mentioned, if you had the water, which if on the outside, if you've got the exterior has issues, well, that's causing the majority of your problems because the water will create mold, will create cracks, will create all sorts of problems for bugs and infestations. So make sure you know that the outside, and then you can work the rest of the way in. So I like that. Okay, so we covered the roof. The roof is, you know, $100, bucket of tar and pig slop and stuff like that. What happens next, Jose? Where are we at?
All right, and as again, the reason you see me moving and phone going everywhere is I've been swarmed by mosquitoes as is already, so I got to get inside. So we go inside at this point. The outside, I mean, not a whole lot to look into. I mean, again, overgrowing trees and that sort of thing, but the home looks okay for the most. Now we are inside. All right. There is electricity in here.
One of the things that I learned when I first got into real estate, and I have to remember this every time I look at some of these homes, is to somebody, that's a castle. To somebody, that's a castle. And it's not be for me, but to somebody else, that is going to become a castle. So hold all judgments, and actually let's just see what we are going to learn. Okay, there's the electricity. Go on.
All right, so as soon as we come in, if you can tell, you know, this floor is gone. It's, you know, I'm not going to press too hard on here. Basically, it's salt.
Can you all see him? Because
water.
Can't see you.
Can't see you, Jose.
No video right now.
And see me, hear me now.
We can hear you. You
Hear
have
you.
no video.
There you are. No, that's Robin. Yeah, no.
The video just looks frozen.
Okay, so that might be an issue. Yeah, it might be an issue going into the mobile home because you do get poor situation get inside. It is a mailbox. So I'm trying to see what we can do.
Do you have your Wi-Fi and your data on at the same time?
No, we
do
can't.
not. I don't have anything on other than just my.
Wow.
Y'all can't hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
So you're inside right now. I feel like we need to be learning. We need to say, keep you on the phone. All right. So we know what's going on. Jose, if you see someone that's coming out of a back corner with a machete. Just run. It's not worth it. Okay? Just get out. We can't see what's going on, but you can describe him or her, because serial killers can be anybody, right? You can describe them, not you, Siri. Thing. Yeah, just run. But if he is like 6'2" or higher, just describe it, and we'll all make sure to give it to the police officers. So, yeah, is he there? Is he dead? Oh my God, is he dead already?
Stop it.
I don't hope.
Okay, so I think he's out of, like, yeah.
Lucas? Really?
Okay, so yeah, let's wait.
In Georgia, you're gonna have
I
self.
think he's gonna try to get out and come back in.
Okay. That's
Okay,
fine.
so
you tell us what you're seeing over there.
there's well,
Were you
this
in it already?
what?
Did you already go inside of it?
No, I've never been inside this one,
Okay,
but I
can
went
you
inside
change the map?
40 yesterday. So
You were inside of 40 yesterday.
yeah.
Yeah. So why don't you tell everybody what the
Can you hear me
point?
now?
Like, yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
I don't know why I'm back over here and where I was getting signal.
Why don't you, okay, wait. Did you come out and come back in?
No, I stopped the video and I asked him to restart it, so he has to hit the button.
Okay.
I love how I'm looking like I can try to see around.
Yeah, I started it back.
No, it's still not working. Okay, well, the good part about having a team is you got a backup. So
So you went through 40. So for those of you who don't know, Robin and Jose went to go look at an opportunity where they were going to be buying a bulk package of mobile homes. And so they were heading up to see which mobile homes they wanted and cherry pick the ones that were going to make the most sense for this opportunity. So Robin, tell us about that opportunity that that caused you to leave and go up to, you know, Boone Country.
BFE. Okay, so we found this deal a couple weeks ago online. Some girl said that she had all these mobile homes. She had 40 mobile homes. The single wides were 5,000. The double wides were 11,000. But we couldn't get any more information. We couldn't figure out why. And then Derek sent me a lead on Facebook. And he said, hey, I think you might be interested in this. And as I got to read it, I thought, well, this sounds awfully familiar. So I called the phone number and I found the mobile home broker. So the owner hired this gentleman to broker his mobile homes. So as I got to talking to him, he told me he has over 10,000 mobile homes. And he currently had in our radius, meaning Georgia and South Carolina, he had about 120 of them for sale currently. They were $2,500 a piece, and they needed between $1,000 and $5,000 worth of work. So we just averaged it to $2,500 of work, figuring, okay, $25 to buy, which we would never pay, but just for argument's sake, $5,000 all in. So we could either fix them and rent them, fix them, RTO them, or fix them and flip them. So we had 3 exit strategies. Actually, we had 4, unbeknownst to me. The 4th one being wholesale, which Jose, brought to my attention yesterday, that he wanted to like cherry pick the ones that make the most sense, and the ones that are too big of a headache, just wholesale them and give them to an investor and let them deal with the headache. So needless to say, flew in, went, drove there like 5 hours, met with the guy. He had a really nice presentation of all 40 or 35 actually mobile homes that were for sale, bedrooms, bathrooms, year, make, model, condition, and a little synopsis of whatever was wrong with it or what it had to do, what we had to do to it. And we walked all of them. Some of them not so bad. Some of them I couldn't even walk in. Okay, I'm a little bougie. But I like to believe that when it comes time to making money, I'll do whatever it takes. But yeah, there was like 3 or 4 of them I wouldn't even step in because they were that bad.
You just got to swallow your pride and actually just do what you got to do. It's hard.
Well,
were you in heels?
So they were, I mean, you could imagine they were $2,500. You're not going to get, you know, the Taj Mahal. So yep. They were all pretty beat up and busted up, which we love beat up and busted up. That's where you make the most money. But some of them have like mold and stuff like that. So we went through all of them, wrote them down, made our own notes on, you know, what each one of them had, what was wrong with each one of them. And kind of had to, then at the end, we were going to decide which ones we wanted. And Jose said that I want them all. We sat down and we talked to the guy, and we found out there was an issue with the titles.
This is where it's interesting, so pay attention.
Yes, so this is where real estate is different than a mobile home. Mobile home is a personal property transaction. Closing takes place at a DMV or a tax assessor's office or a title agency, tag agency, not an escrow company or a title company. So he told us that, yes, the mobile homes are for sale, but we would not be able to secure title to them, which didn't make a whole lot of sense. So come to find out, the owner of the park used the mobile homes as collateral to secure the land for the mobile home park. And normally that doesn't happen because mobile homes don't really hold that much value and you can't get a loan on it. But somehow he arranged that. So imagine you're going to buy a mobile home, but you don't actually take possession of it. So I was a bit concerned. I said, well, what happens if the owner defaults on his loan to the bank? Then the bank can come and foreclose on the land, which means then they take over possession of the mobile homes that I just purchased. And then here's where experience plays, because then he said, well, then we're thinking we could just do a quit claim deed.
And that was where the stupidity kept growing.
That's when I said, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, because a quit claim deed is for real estate, not mobile homes. Okay. Jose said he's just taking pictures and then he'll share them when he comes back.
Sure. So for those of you who don't know, a quit claim deed, there are different types of, when you close on a property, on real property, there are different types of deeds. The one you always want to try to go for is a warranty deed. That means that no matter what, the property you're inheriting has a warranty saying it's free of all encumbrances, liens, and other issues that might come to the title. And if something is later on discovered, it is protected because they have a warranty on it as part of the title insurance. The fastest one, which is only slightly faster and and when I'm talking like less expensive, I'm talking like pennies less expensive than a warranty deed, would be a quit claim deed. You see a lot of this when people are getting divorced, mostly because they don't want to deal with their spouse anymore. So they just quit claim the property. They quit, they walk away from the rights, the ownership rights that they have to the property, right? Now, if they don't hold title to the mobile homes, first and foremost, how would they even be able to quit claim? But they have nothing to quit claim against because it's personal property. It doesn't work that way. Now, what the owner had done is very similar to what car dealerships do, where they buy a large amount of assets and they leverage the asset to get to get, oh, Anita's coming in. They use the asset to actually secure financing through other financing channels. So speaking of mobile home parks, Anita's coming. She's actually building one. Hi, honey. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, we're glad to see your little face over there, Miss Blondie Texan.
Aw, thank you. Glad to see you guys too. I had to dig around to find the link. I was like, where the heck is the freaking link? I know there's a Zoom thing going because I seen it show up on my Facebook feed.
See, there you go. I have it in the Facebook comments. That's where yeah. We'll get it there. So Robin and Jose are walking around a mobile home park right now in Athens, Georgia. They're putting a property under contract. They're trying to show us what they're doing, but they don't exactly have cell phone service at the moment. So Robin's telling us about the deal that they were trying to analyze, and they found out that the guy they were working with was a bonehead. Robin, continue from bonehead quit claim part.
Okay, so after he said, well, you could just quit claim date it, I just looked at Jose and I was just like, okay, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Let's just like cut this conversation and kind of move on. And then he said, well, I still have other ones, you know, that you can look at and blah, blah, blah. But for me, when you show me once that you are kind of, well, he didn't lie. He just omitted the truth, but he omitted such a big portion of the truth that it made me really skeptical and make me not trust him. Like, how do you know that somebody is flying up there, driving 5 hours to come specifically look at this property and fail to tell them that there's no titles?
It is actually called lying by omission.
Yeah.
As opposed to lying by commission.
So we had made the decision that maybe next week we'll look at Rome, but just not today.
Makes sense. We have plenty else to do. So they decided to go and look at this mobile home park because they knew they had opportunities there that they could actually work on, which is awesome. This is the value of due diligence and having people that have boots on the ground. So we as a
Go ahead. Sorry. Well, okay, so let's just work on those numbers a little bit. So if I'm buying them for $2,500 and I need $2,500 to fix them, I need $5,000 a piece, and there was 120 of them. So even if we bought 100 of them, I needed $500,000.
And that's
so right. So if I'm going to be raising funds and using other people's money to invest with me, we have to do our part to make sure that we're buying and we're securing their money safely. And so I'm very grateful that we decided to actually, even though it was a waste of time, even though, you know, I saved ourselves from a potentially terrible investment that could have gone terribly wrong and ruined relationships and taken so many people down. So it's always a lesson. Like if you learn something, even if it doesn't work out. So now I know that I have to say, do you have the actual title in your hand that you can actually sign over and give to me?
Send us a picture.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But we've learned a lot from doing this regardless. So I'm going to, is Jose anywhere nearby? Okay. Jose, what did you learn? What are you taking away?
Share, let him share his screen. I'm going to mute myself.
That's not what I meant to do. Boom, boom. All right, so Jose took pictures. You can share your screen, Jose.
All right, let's see here.
You look so Grizzly Adams right now. I don't mind.
So,
oh, Jesus Lord.
Sculpted carpet.
That is something else.
That was before you were born.
That is, it's a mid-'80s model, just like, let me tell you, oh God. Is it glass or is it carpet? Is that like still alive?
All right, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so this is inside one of the bedrooms. Finally made it in there, and I'll show you some of the things that I'll look for. This bedroom is actually not in bad condition, other than, yes, that carpet's got to go. No, Carlos, it is a single wide. 2-bedroom, 1-bath, single wide, and a paint job is needed. As you can see, the ceiling is one of the things I'll look for, and no damages there. It needs an update for sure right away. Carpet needs to go. It smells as bad as it looks. So let me see if I can change pictures.
This is why I do.
Let me see.
Fractions.
Can you see my pictures? No. All right, this
What the
is
hell is
in the
that?
hallway.
That's the hallway.
You should not see it. This
Does anybody
is
see anything wrong with
Is
that?
that like
Remember I showed you?
That's a skylight.
Bingo.
An unintentional.
That's what it is. So, damages for a while. This home has been sitting for almost 2 years vacant. So it's had some damages. And a lot of times mobile homes tend to tear a lot more as they're just sitting than having somebody in it tearing them up from the inside, I suppose. But yes, this skylight here is not very friendly, and there's damages on the floor due to that as well. So,
That was special.
that's the floor.
Oh, wow. In the
Well,
hallway.
you have to walk, and this is why I wish I would have had signal inside so I could actually show you, but you have to walk on the studs, the 2x6s to actually walk through. That floor is gone. The carpet is the only thing to hold you up if you step in the middle, and I don't know for how long. So it is molded, it's nasty. Again, it smells as bad as it looks, if not worse. But, you know, overall, I'm going to toss some numbers here in a minute as to what it will cost to rehab this home, and I think y'all might be a little surprised on that. So let me keep sharing some beautiful pictures here.
I can't believe you went in there with bare legs. But that was very brave of you.
Electrical, that is huge. That's something you definitely need to look for every time you're doing a review on any mobile home. That is the make or break deal for me. If the breakers are gone, this thing has been messed with, you see wires pulled, I would say that's probably one of the ones you'll probably let go. Electric is one of the biggest expenses you have in mobile homes, and if you have to rewire the whole home, that's just not going to be cost effective or a good deal for you. Here is another one, another angle from the ceiling, like I showed you earlier. Okay.
A homemade skylight. Oh.
Yes, that's what it is. This is the living room. That carpet is horrible as well. It smells. Not a whole lot of damage on the floor on this one, though. I walked all around, and that's one thing you need to do is try to walk on every piece of the floors when you're doing a review, just to see what kind of damages, soft spots you may have. If you feel bouncy, that should not be happening. So, you know, it won't be long before that floor starts caving in.
Does the couch come with the location?
Only if you must have it.
Oh, that's definitely not something I must have. I like Lexington and Covington.
This where the water was running into this one bedroom, the middle bedroom, and that is mold.
That's mold.
Again, horrible in here.
Oh, God.
I can smell it from here.
I'm getting nauseous. Oh, Jesus.
You know, I should go back, Robin, go inside. She can tell you better what it smells like. So that will be replaced, okay? Let's see here.
That ceiling was just what we call speckled.
Oh, that's
here's a
bad.
kitchen.
Yeah.
No, this is not bad here. I mean, when you get in here, and I mean, a section like the kitchen needs minimal. Just a paint job, paint that ceiling, and it would do wonders. Just, I mean, huge and little cost. That's the thing is, you know, when you're mobile home investing, you want to keep those numbers low as you can. Those ROIs only look as good as they do if you keep those numbers low and sell high, obviously. I've said it many times, my number's 5,000 or less. This home, as you can see already, I have it estimated around 4,000 to 4,500 total. That includes the home, the labor, material, holding, everything. The ceiling that you saw damaged, yeah, it's ugly, it's bad, but once you get your handyman or contractor on top of the house, which that's the first start, is get him, her, them, whoever is fixing it on top of that home to get them to seal it. Fix that hole, fix those damages. Don't let any more water come in. Obviously, you don't want to start on the inside, keep having water come in every time it's raining. But once you get that, you tear that hallway. Let me go back to that picture. Right here. This whole section, we will cut it off. Get that insulation. If it looks like this from this side, once you start to pull that out, it is even nastier. So hazard suit must be worn, I would suggest it. Get that out of there, cut it out. Again, put new insulation, put a new sheetrock up there. And what does a sheetrock cost? $15. It would take about one, okay? Insulation, 20, 30 bucks. Put it back in there, fix the roof. And again, how much money are you at this point? Not very much. That's why we love mobile homes. It takes so little money to be able to fix these things. Not to mention Facebook Market. You always see free material being handed out. Not long ago, I saw I don't know if it was a contractor, homeowner, or what, but apparently they had rehabbed a house, stick built, and they were giving away 25 brand new sheetrocks. So, I mean, that is free material that you should be looking for if you are doing RTOs, rehab. Always look for those clearance sections in the home improvement stores and free stuff on Facebook.
It's also something that you talk about, Jose, which I appreciate, is you say that all of your homes are designed the same way. You try to use the same materials, therefore you're not wasting. So you never have an over surplus of material because you'll use the same vinyl from one project to the next.
I see a lot of investors that come in and want to do a certain product on a different one or another one. That's not cost effective. Yes, if you use the same material in every home, basically make them the same, everything that's left over, you just take it to the next one. And if you are doing rentals per se and something tears up, you already have the same material to go back and fix it with.
So it makes it much more cost effective, much more time effective, and it keeps your ROI more predictable.
Right. And of course, when you buy in bundles or excess amounts, you get things for cheaper. So
that's right. That's why Nelson's a fan of getting 2-for-1 hookers. Yeah.
Let me show you some of the amenities here. I should have done it when I was walking, but yeah, I got to be in the car. I can't be out there any longer. Those mosquitoes are terrible here. Those of you that love pine trees, they come with mosquitoes. So. Here is the office, and I mean, just driving around, you should be able to tell what the park looks like, how clean it is, how well cared for. That is the pool, and it is open now. COVID shut them down for a while, but at this time they have opened, and I might come back and go for a swim. What do you say, Robert?
Bring a swimsuit. That might be awful.
I mean, I need a shower just by looking at those pictures. So I don't know if I trust jumping into a pool at the moment.
Some of the amenities you'll see nicer parks have is swimming pools. There is a tennis and basketball court back there. You can't really see them from here. And then a kids' playground. So it's just some of the things that they offer. And, y'all, I know, Jacob, you're in Florida, so you used to seeing lot rent $700 and up. Here, with all these amenities that you see, this park is only $342 lot rent a month. Wow. The rental rates in this area are about $750, $800, so you can see what your spread is at. Very good numbers. Again, when I say you have to know your numbers, you have to know the lot rents, you have to know the rental rates, you have to know your ARVs, after repair value. What are homes being sold in this park? A single wide, like what I just showed you, 2-1. Rehab, what is this?
Oh, just
you keep talking. It's called engaged.
Okay. 2-bedroom, 1-bath, a single wide, like what I just showed you. We would be in at about $4,500. That same home we can sell for about $22,000 to $25,000, not including interest. So if you can add those numbers, Jacob, I'm not very good with math.
Yes, I can. Hold on. Let me do that again. What am I adding? Where'd you go?
4,500 all in.
Yep.
Selling, or let's be conservative, 22,000.
22,000. We're being conservative. Okay. 22,000. Okay.
9% interest.
9% interest.
What are we looking at?
For how long?
Probably around 3.5 years. And that's one more thing is I personally don't like to be in agreements more than 5 years unless you absolutely have to. But I've seen other investors that usually after 5 years, that's where people start to default or things just go south.
I don't do more than 5 years on my mobile home notes, specifically with double wides, because the chassis runs right down the middle of the homes. It's really two single wides pushed together with a beam down the middle, and that's what they make a double wide. So at that round about 5 years, everything starts to settle away from the chassis, so you get this buckling, wobbly feel. People in that asset class know when they prepare for it, but I don't want to be in it in case I have to repair something else. So I don't usually do anything more than 5. Wait, what was I saying? 5 years, yeah. So if we do a loan amount of 22,000 for a 5-year term with 9% interest, that means you're getting a principal and interest payment of $456 every month. Now, if we amortize that, that means that this 5-year note, total principal and interest, would be $27,400. I don't know if you guys can see that right down there. Nope, hold on. Let's get you somewhere. There you go. $27,400. See that total principal and interest? Now, total interest is $5,400. Now, tax deductions, we'll talk about that some other time. That's a different thing. But how much would you make them put down, Jose? Because that's actually what we need to correct.
So on average, I like to get on this one here, minimal 3,000.
All right, down payment of 3,000. So that means the loan would be price of 22,000 price, 3,000 down payment, gives you loan amount 19,000, 5-year term, 9% interest. Which there are things you have to know about interest that depending on your state and usury laws. I know Anita can talk about that, but 9% is actually very, very reasonable. Give you payment of $394 every month. So you already have 3,000 down, which means you only have 1,500 left in the deal after your down payment. So you have to make up $1,500 to get all your money out of the transaction. And if you're making if you're making $400 a month, what is that? 5 months and you have your money back, right? So that makes sense.
Yes, and 6 months under, you should have all your money. But in reality, if you can get all your money in the down payment, that is a winner.
And that's what I like to do. Sounds good to me. So then that again, the total interest is actually going to be 23. The total interest is $4,664. So if we take what you have in, which is 4,500, your return is 46. What was it? 4660. Divide that by 4,500. You're getting 103.5% return on your money. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Let's make sure we do that. Let's make it annualized. Okay, an annualized return. You said 5-year note, divide that by 5. That means you're making 21% of your money every year. Who wants that deal?
No.
Anyone? Is anybody making that in the bank right now? Okay, just checking. Anita.
Ironically enough, that is the exact return that we're getting on actually it's a double wide mobile home that we did owner finance on, and that's the exact annualized return that we're getting on that one. And it's going all right back into our self-directed IRA, so we're not even taxed on the gain.
There you go. Is it a Roth or a traditional self-directed?
Traditional self-directed.
There you go. So when they actually start pulling from it, they'll pay taxes, but that's not until, I mean, Anita's only 31, so she's got another 60 years where she's got to touch that thing, so she's fine.
That's why I have a good CPA. She can handle all that. She can make it work on paper.
It's so much easier to get good returns. So again, this is a cash flow strategy that helps you really build wealth very quickly, helps you build your foundation and your nest eggs much faster. And you want to know where you are in your portfolio for these things. Notice that if you had to come up with, just as by a show of hands, for those of you who wanted to get into a mobile home or wanted to get into an investment, you had to come up with $4,500 to do so. How many of you guys could do that? Raise your hand. Right? You could liquidate a credit card, or you could ask mama and daddy for some help, or whatever. Sell a kidney. You guys should get a couple more for it if you do. If you got a good kidney, it's more than that, but still. But if you had to do the same thing to get that same amount of cash flow, Anita, for your single family homes, if you were getting, what do you average on cash flow for your stick brick homes?
Well, on my stick and brick homes, I actually leverage 100% to get into them, the repair costs and everything. Okay. So, I am actually and it's, the statistically it varies, but I'm getting anywhere from $300 to $400 a door net profit. I would say on the low end, on like, I've got a few houses only paid $16,000 for. They're worth probably about $45,000, $50,000 as they sit right now. And we end up netting out, because of the way that we leveraged them, we only net about $150 a month on those, but we don't have that big of a risk going into it at $16,000 purchase price, if that makes sense.
So that is the next level that we look at when we're trying to think, okay, where are we at in your investing portfolio, how you're diversifying. If you're able to get $400 a month off of a $4,500 investment on a mobile home, you're doing pretty damn well. In order to get that same amount, she's averaging $300, $400 for her values, which we'll talk about leveraging and stuff like that later. But she's doing that, and those homes were $16,000. So which one's more cost effective? Depends. It depends on your tax situation. That's why sometimes it makes more sense to do stick and brick, because they have other tax benefits that go with it, versus mobile homes. But if you're looking for just cash flow, which is what you need to start with, that's why they're so helpful. Can you imagine, guys? Just picture, you have kids. Let's pretend you've got kids and they are 5 years old. And you know that college is ridiculously expensive and is raping every person in the country. Really, let's be honest. Traditional education sucks. So let's say you now have a total of 13 years before your kids go off to college. So there are programs out there that you will be sold that will help you save for your kids' college and their futures to help offset the cost. Well, they are there. You have to go and take the money out of your paycheck after taxes. So your taxes are taken out of, you get the scraps left over. They support your family, and then you got to put some of that into this fund to help your kids save for college. You have to, it's another bill you've created every single month. Stupid advice. Stupid, stupid, stupid advice. When instead, you could go and open up an IRA for your child. Yes, for your 5-year-old. And you could buy a mobile home for $4,500. And you could actually let the cash flow from that mobile home grow inside of that IRA. Oh, guess what? Was that still a 21% return on your money every year? Yeah. And if you've got a total of 13 more years to do it, do you think you'll be in a better position to take care of your child's college needs by just changing your strategy? That's a yes or no question.
Yes.
Right? Did anybody on Facebook catch that? Because I just dropped the truth bomb on y'all. Okay. Thank you. I just lost somebody on it. That's fine. There's a delay. Maybe they won't get it. So do you see how there's a different, how do you come up with, Jamie, does have to be private. How do you come up with 100% return? Because we put 4,500 into it. We got more than that out of it.
But how much total though? I just wanted to like do the math while you did it. I'm taking notes.
Total interest on this note, 4664. Don't know if you can see it.
Oh yeah, but you didn't do it. Okay, but that wasn't the price it was sold for, right?
No, that was just the interest on the note.
Okay.
That doesn't even count the difference in the spread. That's just on the interest. You're actually making, it's actually higher. by the way. It's kind of cool. Because
Check your checks.
what are you doing? You're not, what are you doing? Boom, boom, boom.
Total profit is a lot more.
Yeah, your total profit is bigger. I was doing just on the interest. That's just on the interest. Your total profit on the deal is what? $17,500. So you're, I love you, Robin. Your actual here. Oh my God. So I was doing just the interest because I do interest only notes, but I didn't even factor in the difference between what you were in and what you sold it for. I was just talking the interest. The interest, just the interest alone was the 4660. Okay, just the interest. And then the price between the 4,500 you're in it for and the 22 that you're selling it for, well, your total profit is $17,500 and your return on investment is 388%, which gives you an analyzed return on investment of 34%. There. Again, I was just doing the interest. I do, just to keep in mind, and this is actually what Rob and I talk about staying in our lanes, I do the paper side, they do the active side. So they do the getting in dirty places and making them pretty and sweating. I don't do that part. I do and I will buy the notes and I'll make the interest on it. So that's the number I look at.
You said overall will be 300 and what percent return?
388%.
And you divided that by 5 over the 5 years?
5 year, yes. So that gives you an annual return of 34%, 34.38% every year.
That sounds like 10, right? It's almost 10%. That is, okay. Maybe.
How are you doing that? Get your calculator. Open your calculator up.
388.
Divide that by 5.
Yes, 77.6.
Did you?
You have to minus the 4,500.
What does that sound? Where are we at? Sorry. So what do you have here? This is one of her calculator that she does. This is also including gains and things like that. So this is calculator.net, which is interesting. I have a different one. It's interesting. So your investment gain is 17,500. So let's do it. Let's do it the way I like it. Here, 22,000 minus what you have into it, which is 45, gives you 17,500. Okay, that's what you will be taxed on. That's your gain, right? Then you still have the interest, which you're making, which in this case was what did I say? 46. 4660. So then you have 21,160. All right, that's what your overall profit margin is going to be. Divide that by 5. Did that wrong? What did I do wrong? I hit the wrong button. Where was I? What number was I at? Hold on, start over.
21,960.
That's right.
Was the
That's your total profit, right?
yes.
Now they are putting down. I took over I did not put in what they're putting down. Did I put in what they're putting down? I did not. Did I? Yeah.
So so instead of it's minus 3,000.
3,000. So it's 18,960. Correct. So now we're at 18,960. And then you divide that. So that's the total profit margin. Now you divide that by your initial in, which is 4,500. 4.21. Whoop. Divide that by 5. Yeah. This is an interesting little calculator she has. No matter what we do, it's getting better and better. Mine now says 84%, which is very strange.
Yeah.
Regardless, I let my accountant do it. I make it makes sense. Yeah, I had 84% too.
Okay.
But,
because 33% was very close to 10%. 10 years divided by, because if you had 300 and something and then you got 30, that's 10. That's like a time, like that's a.
Robin, are you there? 10. Just ask Robin. She's the one that does it.
I mean, I was just wanted to just understand the numbers. I got a little confused. That's why I wanted just clarification.
And that's why we're here. No one's in trouble.
That's why I asked, you know?
So Robin, what do you have there? Oh dear God. Mute yourself, child. Where'd she go? I was asking. Is Jose? What did you answer that question? She's doing the math right now.
Oh, hi. Oh, okay. Hold on.
So the investment gain is the difference between, that's your
There
spread.
was no interest in there. So that's just return on the investment. So it was just the return on the 4,500. But he got what did you say? 3,000 back.
3,000 down payment.
3,000 down payment. So he got all but $1,500 paid back to him. But the amount returned is 22,000.
Yeah.
So the investment gain is 17,500, which is why and it's amortized over 5 years.
Yeah.
So that's why the ROI is so significant. 388,000. They actually use dates here in green dates. I just did 2020 to 2025, but they added a couple months, so that's why there could be a mix-up in it's like from August to December, but who cares? You're getting a lot of your money back.
Yeah, you're making a lot of money, which is great. That's what you're saying. So, Autumn, I use the Real Estate Master 3X. So there are different ones that I have like a couple of on here. I know Anita has hers that she uses. There's another one that always pops up. Here, this one as well. This one, I don't know what this one's called. This one's more fancy. Drives me crazy. This way. What's it called? It's called the 10B. I don't know, just use the one I gave you. That made the most sense. I can't even, I don't know. I never use that one. I use the Real Estate Max. I like that one. So, yeah. Regardless, you're making money back very quickly. You're making great returns. You can hold them in your IRAs and you can actually grow your wealth there. And by the way, yes, you are allowed to take money out of your IRA to pay for education. So, it's not fun. Do we have questions? Jose's face, yeah, he was born with it. Yeah, that's the face he had. It's a little, wow, yeah, it's frozen at a very unflattering angle. Yep, yeah, it looks like a, yeah.
He's thriving, so let's see.
It's like a golden shepherd got stung by a bee and it had Down syndrome. It's a little unfortunate there. Yeah, okay, we're gonna just, here, I'm gonna do you a favor, Jose, watch. I'm gonna just stop video. There we go. What was that?
Does anybody have any questions that we can answer before we hang up?
Anita, what about some of your feedback? Since you do invest in mobile homes, and you're actually looking at doing a park right now, aren't you?
Yes, we are looking at taking an old incidental RV park, if you will, and converting it into a actual mobile home park. And so, well, on that particular project, what we have found is that we've estimated it's going to take like a $717,000 investment to get that park up and to maximum capacity to take it to the highest and best usage. But it would be worth like 1.325 million at 90% capacity. So anyway, but no, I tuned in a little late, but the information I picked up on, I think it's spot on. It's good information. Those of you that are not investing in mobile homes, don't turn your nose up at them. As you can see, they can be extremely lucrative. I know that we always had a little saying that we call them ATM boxes on wheels that spit out cash. As a matter of fact, one of the mobile home parks that we already own, Sam is at that mobile home park now because we have our RV at, it's not too far from it. And he's over there at the RV park now, kind of making sure that everything's on the up and up. We've got a double wide mobile home that we figured virtually had about zero value to it. It took about $8,000 to fix that double wide mobile home up, and now we got somebody moving into it in a few days that's going to pay $850 a month for it. So, you know, if you come across any great mobile home deals in Texas, especially East Texas or the North Texas area, that you want to turn around and, you know, offload, let me know, because I've got empty spots in that mobile home park I can be backfilling with mobile homes as well.
There you go. All right, so let's go over the poll that we had here because I want you guys to see what's going on. Who is the biggest investor in mobile homes? Anita, who is he?
Warren Buffett.
That's right. So we had 89% of you got that right. Correct. What is a note? We have, your options are an IOU, a mortgage, terms and conditions of repayment, a post-it note, an quarter, half, and whole note. I did that just for Stephanie because I thought you would actually laugh at that. We actually have one person vote on it. Okay, cool. So either the terms and conditions or an IOU, the same exact thing. So either of those answers would have been correct. An IOU is a terms and condition, right? So you want to know that. What is a mortgage? Can you guys tell me what a mortgage is?
Piece of paper for debt.
It's an instrument. That's all it is. It's a contract. That's all. And that's what the banks own. So the banks own your mortgage. You own your home. In this case, do we get mortgages on mobile homes? Yes or no?
No.
Correct. They are personal property. Yes. All right. Let's say you make an investment makes 15% return. You are buying the capital. What interest rate do you want on your money? And 4 of you said 15%. 1 of you is a loan shark that wants 18%. Who the hell is that?
That was me.
And then you had 5%, no one voted for 8%, 10%, and 12%. Okay, so let's say this way. For the 4 of you who were the majority who said 15%, why would you say, and then what if the entire investment is 15% and you are only providing the capital, what are you leaving for your partners? Ah, I just saw the hit you guys, didn't it? Yeah, you're not leaving your partners anything for doing all the work. So if you're being a passive investor, you know that you're going to get something on your money, but you're only providing the check equity. The sweat equity also has value because putting the deal together, making sure that the property is rented and maintained and properly managed, all those things go with it, those have a cost and a value as well. So you want to make sure that when you are partnering with people that you leave enough room on the table for them. For me, if it was an investment that was making 15%, I would probably do an 8% return, and no one chose that. But that's fine. 8's an average of national. If you're doing a 5%, whoever said 5%, I will do business with you every day of the week. Please let me know who you are. I love you so hard right now. But that's the idea, right? So you want to make sure you know that you're doing your part of a transaction. You should get rewarded for your part of the transaction, and so should your partners. So that's something I wanted to actually have you guys see there. What else I'm saying? That's okay. No, this is fine. This was just a engagement poll. Let's tell. No one's being grounded. Okay. 5% was me. Autumn, you're funny. Yes, I'll do business with you. It's fine. So just keep that in mind. See what's going on.
I mean, I would just like to point out the question said, what interest rate would you want on your money, right? So you could have totally just was playing with us to see who read the words. And that's how I read it. I want 15% on my money, right? Mm-hmm. So that's just.
Mm-hmm. So the thing is, and this is the thing about a capital partner, capital partners usually have more money and no time, right? So they're willing to take an interest, a smaller interest, just so their money has a job and it's making more money for them versus just sitting around a bank account. Now, the people who are doing more sweat equity, like Jose's going to go and remodel a lot of these, he does a lot of his remodels himself, but that's why he's making 30, 60% return on his money, because he's able to do that. Make sense? So just know where you are in the transaction. However, if Jose knows that he can make an additional, if he's going to make 30% on an investment, but he's got to give up, he's got to give 10% up to his investors, but he can do more deals and still come out with 20%, that's a good day for everybody, isn't it? So you just want to make sure that when this is me trying to show you guys how creative financing strategies work and how partnerships can work. The joint ventures and things like that. Make sense? Anita, what you thinking over there, honey?
Well, you said my favorite words, creative financing. Yeah. So it's like I'm listening to this and I'm like, okay, I hope this is sinking in with you guys, because there's so much you can do whenever you start leveraging and utilizing the creative financing. And, just to give you, for instance, talking about using somebody else's money. So I have a property deal that I funded. Actually, I've done several now for the same investor group, but I have one that I funded back in January for someone who was fixing and flipping a house in Tennessee. And my mom had some money in the bank that wasn't doing anything for her. And I told her, I said, hey, if you want to invest your money in this deal and partner on it, you know, I'll make sure that you get a 10% return. And what I did is I turned around and I charged 15. So I'm making a 5% spread. So, you know, I didn't even have to use my own money. I think on that property deal, whenever it all was netted out and done, I think it was around $3,000 that I made on a $112,000 loan. I made about $3,000 and she made like, I think it was close to, if I remember right, it was like 5,000 something, and it was secured by real estate, you know? So whenever you're thinking about this, whether it's stick and brick or it's mobile home, you're thinking about creative financing or taking on equity partners. Yeah, there's so much you can do with it, guys. So much you can do with it.
And that's the best part, because if you, as we start to take our strategies further, so like we've started saying that these are cash flow strategies, we've got tax benefit strategies, and then you also have portfolio strategies, which we're starting to move into with season 2 of Real Estate Survivor. The current survivors are going to be upping their ante and looking for mobile home parks, Anita. So they're going to be getting mobile home parks under contract and also raising capital. That way, they're going to be getting equity positions in projects. So what that means is if you are going into a mobile home park, where the park is collecting all those lot rents, those are the words you're hearing us throw around a lot. So if you have 100 mobile homes and you are getting $300 a month, that is $3,000, is it not? Yeah, 100 times 3. Okay, good. Just making sure. Shut up. So. No, 30,000. I have dyslexia. I told you, you guys know my strong suit is more people, right? There's some zeros missing. Okay, so $30,000 a month, fine. Okay, blah, 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 blah. If you're able to raise that capital, let's say that mobile home park is going to be $3 million. All right, well, the bank is willing to do Anita, what are terms well, you're probably the wrong person to ask.
I'm sorry, what was that?
What terms would a bank give on commercial for like 100 unit mobile home park? Just ish that you're seeing. Is it 80-20, 75-25, 70-30?
Here's the thing on commercial lenders, some of them are real picky, and especially with the contraction in the credit markets, and they're not too keen. Some of them aren't keen on mobile home parks. Some of them are happy to do mobile home parks. But you're typically going to be looking at, on mobile home parks, anywhere from 60 to 75 percent on your LTV. And the rates, now this is what's really crazy, is here about January, February, before COVID hit, the rates for those type of loans was averaging around 9% on those type of commercial loans, and now you can find them closer to 6.5%. So so the lenders that are doing the mobile home parks, they are offering a little bit more friendly terms, but they are looking at the financials and the qualifications of the people behind the loan. They're looking at it a little bit more stringently now. So you can't just throw some junk on paper and not have a complete, I guess, picture painted for the lender. They're wanting to see more of a complete picture before they make a decision, just because of the iffiness with the credit markets.
So that is something very important, and we're actually going to talk about that too. I need to have someone. Actually, I might have you come on next Wednesday, Anita, if you're free. We can talk about syndication and how people can raise money through that. But about the people in the deal, right? Their reputation is there. So when you're pulling money, for example, if that was a $3 million mobile home park and they're doing 70%, that means they will give you 2.1 million towards the purchase price, which means you'd have to raise 900,000. That seems to be a lot easier to raise, right? So if you come up with, 900 divided by, okay, so say you had, 20 people come in with $50,000, right? Is that roughly what you did? That would give you everything you needed, right? Yeah, that was it. Yeah. A little bit more. Cool. So in those deals, you're going to have a high net worth individual who shows that they can be liquid to cover at least 6 months of payments should things go south. And for that, they get an extra percentage of the deal. But you also have the management company, which also gets paid for the hiring and firing, everything that goes on through the day-to-day, And then you have the members in the deal, which are getting an equity play as well. So there's so many cool things and ways to get involved in these transactions. No, you do not have to have a ton of money, but you do need to have the knowledge. And that's what we're going to show you guys. If you know how to leverage your database effectively and build your credibility with the people around you, you can actually do things so much faster. And that's one of the things that we are working towards. All right. So if you have any final thoughts, questions, comments, concerns for Jose or Anita or Robin? Okay then. Thank you for being here. I'm going to hit our final points as we have them. Tonight is the first night of Stock Market Survivor. Emily is going to be teaching, and Bo is coordinating, and that's exciting. We are going to be doing that from 8 to 9:30. Wish us luck. I'm so excited for that. We are going to have next week, we are going to launch our season 2 for Real Estate Survivor. If you're interested in being a part of that, please stay tuned. We will be giving the link out on Friday, and we will be leaving registration open for 7 days. So if you're interested in being a part of that, go ahead and start telling people, let us know, and you'll be able to register on Friday. Again, this is a very limited amount of participants that we've taken, that we're going to be taking. For those of you who are part of Real Estate Survivor, what have you learned? What do you think? You're right beside me.
Teamwork. Teamwork, you get more done with teamwork. I'm always answering.
We're the only one here I can smack, which is wonderful.
Teamwork makes the dream work, and you're going to be doing a whole lot more than what you expect.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
I was going to say the same. Girl, who were you jacking off to hurt that hand? That's a horrible thing. That looks mean.
Anita, what'd you do?
Well, you know, I told Sam, I said, if anybody asks what I did to my hen, I'm going to just tell them it was rough sex. But
okay, girl, you go at it. That's it.
But in all honesty, I sprained it. I don't know. I possibly could have fractured it. I refused to go to the doctor, but I think it's just a bad sprain. I did it riding the jet ski the other day, and I had my granddaughter and another kid on the back of me, and they almost pulled me off, and so I'm trying to hang on. They jerked me real hard. So I think that's what happened, is that it got sprained.
Well, I like the rough sex story better.
Yeah, me too.
Anita heard her. Yeah, there you go. She was trying to jack off an elephant or something, and it just got all sorts of territorial, and just like smacked her wrist with the trunk, and you know that's how that works. Bad Dumbo. Okay. Now what about Josh or Derek stepped outside before it started to rain? Hector, Liz, are you there? Hector, Liz. Oh, damn it. Fine. Derek's not here. Joanna, what are you thinking? What have you learned from Real Estate Survivor? What are you taking away?
That's a big question. A lot. Well, I'm very interested in mobile home. It's a really good opportunity right now after tried all other marketing leads and it didn't really go very well. Well, still trying, but I think a mobile home is really good opportunity right now. Yeah.
So what are some of the tasks that we had to do during Real Estate Survivor Season 1? What are some of the tasks and challenges that we had?
He's my teacher.
Sorry. You talk about the task that we have not done and we still left off?
No, the tasks that we have done through Real Estate Survivor. What are some of the ones we've done? It could be you, Carlos, Nelson, Bo, Anita, anyone who's been in it. What are some of the things that we've done so that they know what they're getting into?
You're learning how to set up your own business, but you're also using real estate as a tool and a means to fund an amazing nonprofit. You get to work with all of us lovely, amazing people, and you'll realize you have more potential than what you think you do at the moment. So it's pretty badass.
You know, I'm curious, how many of you that had have participated in this and it has helped you actually take action or take your level of action to a higher rate of production?
I think almost everyone.
Yeah.
Polling is a big one.
Yeah. So probably a lot of you that have, previously purchased education, you're like, I gotta learn. And then you got stuck or you got overwhelmed with learning and you got stuck and you weren't really actively applying it consistently. And I think that this is a great platform to help people actively apply consistently while continuing to learn.
Exactly. Yes. And the networking has been amazing. We've all grown so much because we have a common vision. And if you have a weakness, it's someone else's strength. I'm not good at numbers or systems. Nelson is my gay spirit animal, and he just fixed it, which is wonderful. So that's what he's good at. Yeah.
I learned to never introduce Jacob to my parents.
That you did.
Yes, you
Never
did.
do it.
That would have been helpful to know that he was going to be on that call. You said your brother was going to be there. So honestly, and you were standing in front of the window, there's a lot of backlighting, and I just saw a silhouette, and then suddenly it turns out to be your father.
Okay.
Shit, that was loud.
Love you.
Okay, cool. Love you too. So Real Estate Survivor Season 2, you guys are going to be learning how to scale your business. So the previous survivors are going to take you under their wing. They're going to show you the ropes. You're going to start putting your challenges into practice, taking action, and expanding your real estate practice and business. So it is a lot of work, so you have to commit to that. We don't take people who are not serious. If you want to invest in real estate, it's going to take work. This is more fun because you have a team. It's going to be the same amount of work no matter what, but now you've got a team and it will go a lot faster. So you are going to have that coming for you if you're actually wanting to get going. All right, guys, I think that's pretty much everything I need to cover today. You were all, yes.
I put Jose's website in the chat, and he has a YouTube channel, and he shares a lot of tips and tricks on his YouTube channel. So if you guys click or link to his website, there's a lot of, and also Instagram, he does stuff on social media a lot too. So it's a lot of free advice this man gives you.
We're also going to have links to that on Investor Party, so you guys can also find it there. So mobilehomepartners.com. All right, Jose, we love you to pieces. Robin, please stay safe. I'll see you when you get home. You guys are amazing. Guys, I will see you later. Mwah! All the best.
Bye.
Thank you for coming to the party.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, honey.